So Elon Musk is freaking out today. Why? Well, his companies are getting crushed. And let me show you guys what's going on. So first, this is from the Financial Times. U.S. car makers spooked by Chinese rivals gaining foothold in America. And basically what's going on is Trump has a planned visit, I guess, to China in April. And if you've been following this stuff, basically Xi made a deal with Carney, so China and Canada, to get more Chinese cars into Canada, basically. And essentially, if Trump wants to do some sort of deal with China or make agreements or whatever, that's probably on the table, bringing Chinese cars to the USA, right? And so then people like Musk are like, oh my God, I'm done. And Musk is already getting crushed by Chinese vehicles and other vehicles, be it Korea, Japan, or whatever, in other countries, right? In the U.S. market, though, the Chinese vehicles come, I'm telling you, Musk is done 100%. And so then what Musk is up to at the moment, he's trying to save himself with government contracts from the military, basically. This is from Hegseth. I showed you guys this before, but they ran this weird commercial promo thing. It's like praising Elon Musk. Isn't it bizarre? From Hegseth, no one on earth can out-innovate an American entrepreneur, referring to Musk. Once freed from the dead weight of a stifling bureaucracy, okay, we will forge a new arsenal of freedom. Thank you, Elon Musk. And so basically they want to remove red tape, remove, auditors, remove any sort of federal employees to protect us, and just give all the money to Elon Musk, because I guess Musk needs that money. It's like, what? And essentially what it is, Musk is the biggest corporate welfare queen in history. And so as Musk is failing then, call up your buddy Hegseth, hey, there's this other company named Anthropic, and they're absolutely crushing me. Can you attack them? And the Hegseth's like, okay, fine, we'll attack your competitors. And this is Bloomberg today. Look at this. Pentagon is close to cutting ties with Anthropic, report says. Right? And we heard rumors about this stuff before, and you just have to put this all together. Like at this point, I'm really curious, is Musk going to have the government start attacking Chinese companies? Now, that's more sticky for him, though, because he's got business in China, right? And this is the craziest crap. As before, there was an article that came out that's like, okay, that they're going to accuse BYD of having military connections to the Chinese military, right? But it's like, couldn't the Chinese government do the same thing and say, Musk, you clearly have connections to the U.S. military? Like you clearly do. Like this is just, literally the military is making promo videos for you. So I think the Tesla thing is probably just, he can't touch that kind of stuff probably. But the Anthropic thing he can mess with. And so, hey, have your buddies attack Anthropic. Musk is then also tweeting out nonstop about Anthropic here. Anthropic recently raised $30 billion, right? Now Musk is upset. Musk is like, your AI hates whites, Asians, especially Chinese, heterosexuals, and men. Like, tweets out really whacked out stuff like this, like really whacked out. And it's not just this one, guys. I can't even go through all of them. Why? Someone recently, guy's named Jacob, figured out that Elon Musk posted 111 times today. This is coming out today. 111 times Elon Musk posted today, and there's all the different topics that he's posting on. And then Elon Musk even replies to said post just a few hours ago. Reposts shouldn't count. Jacob says, I note on the bar chart that reposts and replies are included. I will add it to the X post as well in the future. Fazy says, how do you get the time? Keen says, makes you wonder when he actually rests. I don't know. I'm more thinking like makes you wonder when he actually works. But for Elon, this is part of his work, right? Is to retweet how awesome Trump's are, because you need those government contracts. That's how you got to save yourself these days. You have this kind of stuff also. Josh tweets out, holy effing stuff, Irish origin. I knew this guy was a moron, but holy effing stuff. Elon Musk is tweeting out about culture and, stuff that Musk tweets about. I'll just say hood kind of stuff, white hood kind of stuff. And then he tweets out to that reply to that person, got a ringer. I find, you guys can see there, tards, great. And then you got Trumpers tweeting out President's Day stuff because this is a holiday. Trumpers is also tweeting out stuff, and I'm just showing you this because it has to do with money. Trump is tweeting out basically, I'm going to announce that countries are supposedly giving $5 billion to his Board of Peace thing, okay? And then you got the government then attacking Elon Musk's competitor. Pentagon threatens Anthropic punishment. Like, what? And so what they're going to do, they're going to declare, the plan is at least, declare Anthropic is a supply chain risk. A supply chain risk. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth is close to cutting business ties with Anthropic. Okay, that's one. And designated the AI company, quote, a supply chain risk, meaning anyone who wants to do business with the U.S. military has to cut ties with the company, a senior Pentagon official told Axios. So not only will Axios lose contracts with the government, then if you, another company, if you do business with Anthropic, you also lose contracts with the government. So they basically don't want anyone to do business with Anthropic. It's like, like what? Like you can't be friends with me, and also telling everyone else you can't be friends with Anthropic. Let me read a bit of this. It says, the Pentagon's hardball with Anthropic sets a tone for its negotiations with OpenAI, Google, and xAI, right? So these are all part of the thing. So I guess you got 4 companies here all fighting for these contracts. xAI being the one that's really in the last place here. That they're just got the worst tech. Elon Musk started late. Plus, no one really good wants to work for him. A lot of people are leaving, which we talked about on this week. So here we go. All of which have agreed to remove their safeguards for use in military unclassified systems. Okay, so we're talking about guardrails, safeguards, stuff like that. And Anthropic is a little bit stronger on this one. They're just like, hey, we want guardrails on this stuff. Don't surveil people, right? Particularly Americans. And that'll be interesting. The sticking point of like, they say, well, what if we can surveil like non-Americans? Can we use your AI for that? But Anthropic was like, don't surveil Americans at least. And the other one was, don't use our technology to make autonomous weapon systems, right? So basically Terminators, essentially. Where someone like Elon Musk is like, I need a government contract. I'll do whatever you need me to do, right? I'll undress people, whatever. That's Musk. But then here it says, like, I guess some of these are not used for more sensitive classified work. So this is where there's like, what are the guidelines going to be on how you can use companies' tech? A senior administration official said the Pentagon is confident the other 3 will agree to, quote, all lawful use standard. But the source familiar with those discussions said it is still much undecided. Other things they're talking about with the supply chain risk thing, designate Anthropic a supply chain risk would require the plethora of companies that do business with the Pentagon to certify that they don't use Claude in their workflows, right? So that is a very important designation. If a company's supply chain risk, then if you want any business, again, any business with the government or Pentagon in this situation, you can't use Anthropic at all, right? Some of them almost certainly do, talking about using Anthropic, given the wide reach of Anthropic, which said 8 of the 10 biggest U.S. companies use Claude. Okay, so like a lot of big companies use this stuff. The contract the Pentagon is threatening to cancel is valued at up to $200 million, a small fraction of Anthropic's $14 billion in annual revenue. So this isn't necessarily big for them, but you're also threatening other companies that use this stuff. Here's another quote coming in from the Pentagon. This is from Sean Parnell, so it's one of Hegseth's people. Quote, the Department of War's relationship with Anthropic is being reviewed. Our nation requires that our partners be willing to help our warfighters win any fight, okay? Ultimately, this is about our troops and safety of the American people. And we were just talking about this recently. It came out in the news that the Pentagon used Anthropic for the Maduro kidnapping and raid. And we don't know in what capacity, but it's been reported now. And then now, I guess, we're threatening to cut contracts. And if you do business with them at all, then with cut contract with you because they're a supply chain risk. This is all coming out at a time when Musk is under a lot of pressure because, again, his companies are failing. And then he puts out these weird videos from, like, the past.
I know that there's a big gap between those 2 programs and self-driving cars, but is Tesla on its way to a driverless model?
Yeah, I mean, I think the whole industry ultimately will be producing autonomous cars.
And of all those new self-driving cars out on the road, how many of them will have, it's like will have a steering wheel versus not having a steering wheel? It's like just a remnant of the past, right?
Sure. The steering wheel thing, I'm not sure. I mean, there may be some, perhaps, auxiliary steering wheel that only pops out when you need to take manual control for whatever reason. But probably if you go long term, my guess is there isn't a steering wheel in most cars. It would be something that you would have to special order or something like that. Yeah.
Wow.
In most cars, not all cars. And I do want to be clear, like, predictions are not endorsements.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying that this would be a good or a bad thing. I'm just saying that this is probably what will occur.
This is pattern recognition and anticipating what's going to happen next.
It's likely. I mean, I think it's sort of like elevators used to have a manual elevator operator. And you'd have somebody would be sort of moving the lever and be able to do fine-tune adjustments with the elevator for each floor. Now there's no manual controller for elevators.
Yeah.
I think it's going to seem the same way for cars.
Yeah.
And this is Elon Musk then. Cybercab with no pedals or steering wheel will start production in April, replying to someone saying this is like 10 years ago. Musk is talking about no predicted cars that have no steering wheels. The audience laughed. But it's not the same. It's not the exact same analogy with the elevator situation because we still have buttons in the elevator for us to do. Like he's talking about, oh, there's no, manual thing, but like, no, we can still control the elevator ourselves. And the problem with the steering wheel, thing is you need some sort of emergency way to control a car. And that's why you'd want pedals like emergency stop button or, if the car stops working, people need to move the car around with necessarily relying on your robots. This is a safety risk. But Musk doesn't really care about safety, as you guys know, with the whole AI undressing thing, or say making autonomous, weapons, where the Pentagon, I guess, theoretically is interested in. And then he gets attacked in other countries, rightfully so. This is from the UK, so you're doing a good job over there. AI chatbot firms face stricter regulation on online safety laws protecting children in the UK, right? I think that's a good thing. And actually in the USA, they want to protect children also from these AI chatbots and stuff. And then the Trump people were putting pressure on, this would be like Utah, a very conservative Republican state, putting pressure on them to like, oh, you got to drop your AI laws, right? But in UK, evidently, no, they're putting this stuff in. It says AI companies provide chatbots, are facing stricter laws to protect children online in UK. Keir Starmer says, quote, no platform gets a free pass. The announcement comes after X's Grok, so that's Elon Musk's company, reportedly generated explicit images of people, including children, right? The regulation comes as more European countries consider banning social media for under 16. So that could be a thing going on in Europe. And Musk essentially Musk is facing pressure from regulation on his AI, right? In multiple countries. He's getting crushed in the market in competition regarding his cars. And so at the moment, he's just fishing for government contracts and then again has the Pentagon attacking his competitor. And then not just his competitor, but if you do business with the competitor, you also will lose out because your competitor is supposedly a supply chain risk. So that's what's going on. I'd like to hear your thoughts on this. Do appreciate your time. And I'll catch you all in the next video.